Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into something that might just change how we think about resumes forever. Have you heard about Talent Protocol?
I've definitely been keeping my eye on it.
It's this whole platform built on blockchain, and it wants to be like the new way to show off your skills and experience. No more boring old resumes. We're talking verifiable credentials, a builder score that's like a credit score for your digital life.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating concept, and it really gets to the heart of a problem that's existed for, well, probably as long as people have been trying to impress potential employers.
Right, like how do you actually prove what you can do, especially in the digital world where it feels like everyone's constantly hyping themselves up.
Exactly, and that's where Talent Protocol comes in with what they call the Talent Passport.
So it's like a digital resume, but like way more legit.
More than legit, it's verifiable. It pulls information from all those platforms where you're already building your reputation, GitHub, Coinbase, LinkedIn, you name it. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm a great coder, you've got your GitHub repos right there showing off your skills.
Okay, I'm already seeing how this is different. So no more embellishing those resumes.
Nope, because Talent Protocol cuts through all that noise with verifiable credentials.
So it's not enough to just say asterisk you're a blockchain whiz.
Yeah,
You have to have the on-chain activity to back it up.
exactly. And the best part is this levels the playing field. Your location, your background, none of that matters as much as what you can actually do, as evidenced by your on-chain activity.
I love that. It's like finally a system that recognizes that talent exists everywhere, not just in the usual places.
And it's not just about, having accounts on these platforms. It's about the actual activities and contributions that show you're really in the game.
Give me an example what kinds of things would make my talent passport stand out.
Well, let's say you're a developer. Having those base build-a-thon badges on your profile tells everyone you're out there building on base, pushing the limits. Or if you're active in ETH Global hackathons, that shows you can collaborate, problem solve, and thrive under pressure.
Okay, I see how this could be huge for discovering new talent, but it sounds like there's more to it than just the talent passport, right?
Yeah.
What's this builder score all about? It sounds kind of intimidating.
It's not about being intimidating at all. Think of it like a credit score, but instead of tracking your financial history, it reflects your activity and reputation within the Talent Protocol ecosystem.
So the more active and engaged you are building, contributing, participating, the higher your builder score goes.
Exactly. And just like a good credit score can open doors in the financial world, a good builder score boosts your credibility within Talent Protocol.
So it's like a way to measure your impact and reputation in this new world of on-chain credentials. I'm guessing the human checkmark is pretty important too, huh?
Oh, absolutely. In a world of bots and anonymous profiles, verifying your identity is huge.
Makes sense. Because even in this new digital world, trust and authenticity still matter a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got our on-chain resume with the talent passport and our reputation score with the builder score. What else is there? I'm guessing no ecosystem runs on good vibes alone, right? We need some kind of fuel.
You're right on the money. That fuel is the talent token. And it's not just there to look pretty, it's the key to unlocking a lot of what makes Talent Protocol tick. Want to access those in-depth insights on someone's profile? You'll need talent. Want to have a say in how the platform evolves? Talent gives you voting power in their governance system.
Okay, so it's like having a membership card to this exclusive club of talent and opportunity. And the more involved you are, the more you benefit.
Think of it less like an exclusive club and more like a thriving community one where everyone has the chance to contribute and be rewarded for their efforts. Because here's the thing about the talent token, you can earn it too. Participating in the community, providing valuable data, being an active member, it all contributes to earning those rewards.
Okay, now it's starting to feel like this whole ecosystem is built on a really interesting feedback loop.
Exactly. The more people contribute, the more valuable the data becomes, which in turn makes the talent token more valuable.
Which then incentivizes even more participation. I love that. It seems like they've really thought this through, but they're still a pretty new platform, right? Where are they at in terms of their journey so far?
Well, they're still in those early stages, but they've hit some major milestones. They've secured funding, launched a private beta, and they've even got some big names in the crypto world talking.
It always blows my mind how fast things move in this space. 1 minute it's a white paper, the next minute it's a full-blown ecosystem with its own token and everything. But it sounds like they're off to a pretty good start, at least.
They are. But like with any new project, especially in the Web3 space, there are always challenges. Getting people to understand the platform, building a strong community, navigating the ever-changing regulatory landscape. It's not always easy.
No, for sure. But the potential here is huge, right? I mean, we've only just scratched the surface of what a platform like this could do.
Absolutely. Imagine a world where your skills and experience are recognized and valued no matter where you come from or who you know.
Got the dream, right? To be judged on your merit and your contributions, not just your credentials or connections. And it sounds like Talent Protocol is taking some big steps in that direction. But we've got to take a quick break. When we come back, let's dive a bit deeper into those verifiable credentials. Like, how granular does it get? What kind of things are we talking about here?
Oh, you're going to love this. We're about to get into the nitty-gritty of what makes this platform so revolutionary. Stay tuned. All right, so let's talk credentials, because that's where the rubber really meets the road with this whole talent protocol thing.
Right. Like, we get the concept. It's all about proving what you can asterisk do asterisk rather than just asterisk saying asterisk it. But I'm curious about the specifics. How granular does it actually get?
Oh, it gets surprisingly specific. We were talking about base developers earlier. Did you know there are credentials for, like, participating in specific base build-a-thons?
Wait, really? So it's not just a general I'm a base developer kind of thing?
Nope. You can have credentials for contributing to base builds, attending Basecamp events. It's all about capturing those real-world actions that show you're a true contributor.
So it's like earning badges in a video game. But instead of virtual bragging rights, these badges unlock actual opportunities in the Web3 world.
Exactly. And it's not just about base either. They've got credentials for pretty much every corner of the blockchain space. Ethereum, Celo, Optimism, you name it.
It's like they're building this universal language of on-chain achievement where your contributions are recognized and valued regardless of which ecosystem you're most active in.
That's the beauty of it. They even have credentials for things like participating in major hackathons like ETH Global.
Oh, that's awesome, because hackathons are such a great breeding ground for innovation and collaboration. And now those experiences can be like officially recognized and celebrated on Talent Protocol.
Yep. And here's one that always makes me chuckle a bit. They have a dig-in credential.
Wait, seriously. They have a badge for being a Deegan, as in like DeFi Deegan, those fearless souls who are always diving headfirst into the wildest corners of decentralized finance.
The one and only. It's kind of their tongue-in-cheek way of acknowledging that, yeah, the crypto space has its, shall we say, more asterisk, adventurous asterisk side. And sometimes those risks lead to some pretty incredible innovation.
It's like they're saying, we see you out there pushing the boundaries and we respect that. But jokes aside, it's actually really cool how Talent Protocol embraces the full spectrum of the Web3 world.
Right. From those hardcore builders to the degen explorers, everyone has a place on this platform.
It speaks to their commitment to being inclusive and recognizing that value can come from all sorts of unexpected places.
And ultimately, isn't that what Web3 is all about? Breaking down those traditional barriers and giving everyone a chance to contribute and be rewarded for their unique talent.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But I do want to shift gears for a moment and talk about some of the potential downsides here. Because with any new technology, especially one that's so closely tied to our personal data and online identities, there are always concerns.
Absolutely. We need to be having those critical conversations, even as we're getting excited about the possibilities.
So let's talk about some of those what-if scenarios.
Okay, let's do it. Where do you want to start?
Well, privacy immediately comes to mind. As we're building up these incredibly detailed profiles on Talent Protocol, essentially creating these public records of our on-chain activity, how do we ensure that our privacy is being respected and protected?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think the answer lies in striking that delicate balance between transparency and control. Talent Protocol is built on the principle of data ownership, meaning users have the power to decide what information is shared and with whom.
So it's less about handing over your data and more about granting access on your own terms.
Exactly. You're in the driver's seat, which is crucial. But of course, even with those safeguards in place, there are always risks. Data breaches happen, systems can be exploited. It's a constant cat and mouse game.
And one that we, as users and builders in this space, need to be actively engaged in. We can't just assume that technology will magically solve all these problems for us.
I totally agree. We need to be asking those tough questions, pushing for greater transparency and accountability, and advocating for policies that protect users' rights in this new digital landscape.
Because ultimately, the goal here isn't just to create cool technology, it's to build a better future for everyone. And that requires a thoughtful, ethical approach to how we develop and use these tools.
Well said. And I think talent protocol, for all its potential benefits, is a good reminder that technology is rarely a simple solution. It's a tool, a powerful one for sure, but how we wield that tool will determine its ultimate impact.
I love that analogy. It's like we can use these technologies to build bridges or walls to connect or to divide. It all comes down to the choices we make.
And I'm hopeful that with platforms like Talent Protocol, we can shift the conversation towards building those bridges, towards creating a more equitable and meritocratic system where everyone has the opportunity to shine.
Now, that asterisk is a vision worth striving for. It really feels like we're on the cusp of something big here, doesn't it? Like this whole idea of on-chain reputation could really change how we think about work and talent in the future.
Absolutely. And it's not just about finding jobs, it's about recognizing and rewarding contributions of all kinds.
And maybe, just maybe, creating a system that's actually fair and meritocratic, where the best ideas and the most talented individuals can rise to the top, regardless of their background or connections.
That's the dream, right? And while it's still early days, platforms like Talent Protocol are showing us that this vision is within reach.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities, but we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge some of the potential downsides here. Because whenever you're talking about new technology, especially something as personal as our online identities, there are always risks and challenges to consider.
Right, and it's crucial that we have these conversations early on before these technologies become so deeply ingrained in our lives that it's difficult to course correct.
So let's dive into some of those concerns. What are the potential downsides of a world where our on-chain actions are so closely tied to our real-world opportunities?
Well, one concern that often comes up is the potential for bias to creep into these systems, because even though we like to think of algorithms as neutral and objective, they're often shaped by the data they're trained on, and that data can reflect existing biases in society.
So even with the best of intentions, we could end up creating a system that perpetuates inequalities rather than dismantling them.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have diverse voices involved in building and governing these platforms. We need to make sure that the technology is designed in a way that's fair and equitable for everyone.
It's also about being mindful of how these systems are used.
Yeah.
Because even if the technology itself is neutral, it's still a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right. And that's where regulation comes into play. We need to have clear guidelines and safeguards in place to prevent these technologies from being used in harmful ways.
But striking that balance between fostering innovation and protecting people is never easy.
No, it's not. But it's a conversation we need to be having as a society because the stakes are high. We're talking about the future of work, education, finance, essentially every aspect of our lives.
It's a lot to wrap our heads around,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we're having this conversation. And I'm hopeful that by being aware of the potential downsides, we can work together to mitigate those risks and create a future where these technologies empower everyone.
Me too. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, using technology to create a better world for ourselves and for future generations.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical details of Talent Protocol to the broader implications of on-chain reputation and the future of work.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
It really has. And I hope our listeners are walking away from this with a better understanding of this exciting new space and the potential it holds. But more importantly, I hope they're inspired to keep asking those tough questions, to stay engaged in these conversations, and to help shape the future of technology in a way that benefits everyone. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep building the future you want to see.